The year is 1914. Europe is a continent of contradictions. Progress marches forward with unstoppable momentum. New technologies reshape daily life. Cities swell with burgeoning populations. Yet beneath this veneer of advancement, a deep unease festers. The continent teeters on the brink of an abyss. The seeds of conflict have been sown for decades. Imperial rivalries fester between the great powers. A dangerous arms race fuels suspicion and mistrust. Nationalistic fervor grips the hearts of men, whispering promises of glory and conquest. The air crackles with tension, a palpable sense of foreboding hanging heavy over the continent. Within the opulent palaces and bustling capitals, diplomats engage in a delicate dance of diplomacy. Treaties are signed, alliances are forged, yet beneath the veneer of cordiality, suspicion and distrust simmer. Each nation eyes the other warily, calculating, preparing. The spectre of war looms large, a dark cloud threatening to engulf the continent. The world watches, holding its breath. Few can imagine the horrors that await. The world is about to change forever. The intricate web of alliances crisscrossing Europe in 1914 resembles a powder keg awaiting a spark. On one side stands the Triple Entente, a formidable alliance binding France, Russia and Great Britain. On the other side, the Triple Alliance unites Germany, Austria-Hungary and Italy in a pact of mutual defense. These alliances, initially conceived as a deterrent to war, instead create a climate of fear and suspicion. Each nation finds itself bound to act, even in the face of questionable actions by its allies. The system, designed to maintain peace, becomes a catalyst for conflict. Nationalism, too, plays a pivotal role in this volatile mix. Across Europe, people embrace a fervent, often aggressive belief in the superiority of their own nation. This nationalistic pride fuels a desire for expansion, for dominance, for recognition on the world stage. Adding fuel to the fire is the relentless militarization of the era. Driven by fear, ambition, and a misplaced faith in the decisiveness of war, nations pour vast resources into building up their armies and navies. Dreadnoughts rule the waves. Their massive guns a testament to the growing might of the military machine. Armies swell with conscripts, young men eager to prove their patriotism on the battlefield. This arms race creates a climate of paranoia, where any perceived threat is met with a swift and overwhelming response. On a sunny June morning in Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia, a seemingly insignificant event will set the world ablaze. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, arrives for a state visit with his wife, Sophie. The couple, unaware of the danger lurking in the crowds, embarks on a planned procession through the city streets. The air crackles with anticipation. Serbian nationalists, resentful of Austro-Hungarian rule in Bosnia, see Ferdinand as a symbol of oppression. Among them lurks Gavrilo Princip, a young member of the Black Hand, a secret society dedicated to creating a greater Serbia through violence. As the Archduke's motorcade navigates the crowded streets, fate takes a hand. A wrong turn, a stalled engine, a moment of vulnerability. Princip seizes his chance. 2 shots ring out, echoing through the stunned silence. The Archduke and his wife slump in their seats, mortally wounded. The world watches in disbelief. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand sends shockwaves across Europe. What began as a regional conflict, fueled by ethnic tensions and nationalist aspirations, will soon escalate into a global conflagration. To understand the motivations behind the assassination, we must delve into the shadowy world of the Black Hand. This secret society, operating within Serbia, becomes a breeding ground for radical nationalism. Its members, driven by a potent mix of patriotism and resentment, believe that violence is the only path to achieving their goals. For the Black Hand, the Archduke represents more than just a man. He embodies the Austro-Hungarian Empire, an empire they view as an obstacle to Serbian unity. His assassination is not merely a political act, it is a symbolic strike against a perceived oppressor. The Black Hand's actions, fueled by a dangerous ideology, have catastrophic consequences. The assassination of Franz Ferdinand provides Austria-Hungary with the pretext it needs to crush Serbian nationalism. The gears of war, already in motion, begin to turn with terrifying speed. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand triggers a chain reaction of events that plunges Europe into war. Austria-Hungary, backed by Germany, issues an ultimatum to Serbia, demanding impossible concessions. Serbia, fearing for its survival, appeals to Russia for support. Diplomacy falters in the face of unwavering ultimatums and military mobilization. Within weeks, the fragile peace collapses. On July 28, 1914, Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. It is a declaration that will have far-reaching consequences. Russia, honoring its alliance with Serbia, mobilizes its vast army. Germany, bound by its treaty with Austria-Hungary, sees this as an act of aggression and declares war on Russia on August 1st. 2 days later, Germany declares war on France, Russia's ally. The intricate web of alliances designed to prevent war has instead served to hasten its arrival. The conflict, initially confined to a handful of nations, rapidly expands. Great Britain, bound by its agreement to protect Belgian neutrality, declares war on Germany on August 4th, following the German invasion of Belgium. The Ottoman Empire joins the fray on the side of the Central Powers, adding its vast territories and resources to the conflict. Across the globe, colonies and dominions are drawn into the maelstrom. Australia, Canada, India, New Zealand, and South Africa pledge their support to Great Britain, sending troops and resources to fight in a war far from their own shores. Japan, eager to expand its influence in Asia, sides with the Allied powers, seizing German colonies in the Pacific. What began as a European conflict rapidly transforms into a global war, engulfing nations and continents. The world watches in horror as the dogs of war are unleashed. As August 1914 draws to a close, the armies of Europe march to war. The initial optimism, fueled by nationalistic fervor and a belief in a swift victory, soon gives way to the grim realities of 20th century warfare. On the Western Front, a seemingly impenetrable line of trenches stretches from the Swiss border to the North Sea. Millions of men will be locked in a brutal stalemate, fighting for yards of mud in battles that cost hundreds of thousands of lives. In the east, vast armies clash across the plains of Eastern Europe. The scale of the fighting is staggering, the casualties unimaginable. From the blood-soaked trenches of the Western Front to the frozen wastelands of the Eastern Front, a generation of young men is sacrificed on the altar of war. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. It highlights the dangers of unchecked nationalism, the devastating consequences of unchecked militarism, and the perilous nature of alliances in a world on the brink. The echoes of the shots fired in Sarajevo continue to reverberate today. World War I, a conflict ignited by a single act of violence, forever changed the course of human history. It serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the human capacity for both progress and self-destruction. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, we must remember the lessons of the past. Only through dialogue, understanding, and a commitment to peace can we hope to prevent such tragedies from ever happening again.